Hi, my name's Tom. I hope you're doing well. I wanted just to talk a little bit about what I've been working on, what sort of things I've been practicing, what types of music I've been playing and just enjoying and listening to as of late. So here it goes. I've been finding myself sort of falling in love with the guitar playing of Wes Montgomery like all over again. And I say that because when I first started playing guitar and got into jazz, I didn't start playing jazz. I honestly started playing rock and classic rock and pop, just like a lot of folks do. And then sort of got bit by the jazz guitar bug once I found out that I could play all these cool sounding chords and man, I could take solos. Just it was like an unbelievable world opened up. So one of the key players when I was a young, much younger person was Wes Montgomery, and I remember the first time that I got one of his recordings. I how do I say it? I didn't really get the right recording. So there was sort of like a delayed reaction there to me, like falling in love with Wes's playing. I think I got one of his more commercial recordings, like a compilation, from the later period in the like the 66, 67, and so on. And I knew he was a great player and all, and he had the octave thing was blew me away. Of course, just like everybody is blown away by his uh his ability to play the octaves so clean, so fast, and just make music, make melodies. But it wasn't until later, I guess, until I got the recording that I got was, the phenomenal "Smoking at the Half Note." I think that was that 1965 or so, where Wes was playing with the Miles Davis rhythm section, which was probably the finest example of a rhythm section that Wes, could have played with, or anyone for that matter at that point in time. So anyway, so fell in love with Wes's playing, and you know, I years went by, and I kind of got some cool ideas from him, but I never really focused specifically on learning his style as much as I should have. And now I'm kind of playing catch up, if you will, because it like the simplicity of certain melodies he plays are just there's a certain elegance to it that you can't overstate it really. So one of the pieces that is just unbelievable that I suggest any guitar player learn, just learn it. It's his version of I've grown accustomed to her face, and I'll tell you, if you're not inclined to transcribe it yourself, which is tough. I get that. This is a great book to use in that learning pursuit. So this is the Essential Licks Best of Wes Montgomery, Hal Leonard. So it does have, I don't know if you can see that, it does have the tune I've grown accustomed to her face. And it's just a beautiful guitar, sorry about that, guitar chord solo. And I have posted a video a while back of actually me playing it on this very guitar. And, I still have work to do on it. I still have to learn the rest of it, but it's just been, uh, you know, it's been amazing. So highly suggest that. And with the students that I teach, I mean, the first person we talk about is Wes, and he's the gold standard. I've heard people kind of describe like jazz guitar having multiple, periods where, of course, Charlie Christian was the first major innovator on the guitar, and then, later on, Wes learned all of Charlie Christian's solos note for note, as the story goes, and that obviously helped him evolve into the player that he became. So I think that guitar players today sort of have a duty to absorb Wes's solos and his ideas, and you definitely look at players, everybody from Pat Metheny to the post Metheny people like Kurt Rosenwinkel, for example. If you agree with me, there's definitely a lineage there that goes straight back to Wes Montgomery. Um, if you distill it down to the essence of the provenance of that style of playing jazz guitar. So anyway, this is just sort of me just making a little kind of video log about what I've been thinking about, what I've been working on, and also just sharing. Um, we're kind of everyone's kind of isolated right now because of what's going on in the world with quarantine and all that. So, um, I encourage you to share your ideas. What are your thoughts on Wes, and how has he impacted you? What has been the significance specifically of this wonderful player that Wes Montgomery? What is he? What have you gotten from him, and what are some of your favorite recordings, or what maybe there's? I'm just curious to hear what the community thinks, because I want to learn more. Quite honestly, I want to know more about how to play like Wes, not only, but also I think he was a man with, he was a family man. He had a large family, and he had a big heart. I think he was a good person generally deep down. And I think it came through in his playing. That's probably a whole other discussion there. But, I think it's important when you play music to sort of be who you are. And it does show through in your playing, I think. Um, everyone's unique in the way that they approach jazz guitar, and that's sort of what attracts me to it, as well as that ability to share. I mean, I could play Wes's solos note for note, and I'd never sound like him in 1,000 years. And you know, that's sort of what makes this whole process of learning the guitar interesting. Is it's as soon as you reach one point, there's another. Now the goal moves farther ahead, and there's more to do, and you never quite get there. But I wouldn't have it any other way, right? So, all right, guys. So that's all I got for today. Happy practicing, and if you want, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Feel free to interact too. Like it's kind of lonely just playing, no one saying anything. So, tell me what you want to hear. Maybe you got some tunes you want to share. We can get connected and kind of learn from each other. So, thanks.